nothing but fishing thing.
Afternoon everyone. I've come up to Withy Pool again. It's a roasting hot day. Cara was saying about 20-21 degrees. About time too, because it is June. And I've just come up for surface fishing action and come to my usual favourite spot just there, and fish are already feeding off the top. It didn't take long, I saw a few out here, just flicked some biscuits out and they're on it already. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll have seen that I've finally been given the all clear to drive again. So I've brought myself up for once, which is probably one of the more fun parts actually today, is the fact that I could drive myself. So I thought I'd treat myself to a surface fishing fun day. That's the plan. And I'm sure we'll have a few. It is roasting hot, so I'll probably end up like a lobster by the end of the day. Fish are already feeding pretty well, so I'll get the rod sorted. I brought my little float rod again. This is what I used a lot last year for the surface. I've moved over to an actual carp rod again a bit more recently, but I thought I'd go back to this just for a bit of fun, because it is much more soft action, and then some of the smaller fish will still fight like demons as well, so it is a good fun rod. But it's still got a bit of kick when it gets down to the lower end, so I know I can still get a bit of power on them. Right, I'm going to have to get the rod out, so hopefully we'll have a good day and you'll enjoy the vlog. It'll be fish filled. One more thing as well, again, if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see that Facebook made me change my name on my original Facebook page to my legal name for some strange reason. So I've created a new channel, a new page on Facebook. It's a like page, so if you just search Nothing But Fishing, it should come up. Nearly 2,000 of you have liked it already, which massive thanks for everyone. That's incredible how quick you've all moved over onto it. And I'm probably going to slowly phase over into the new page and use that a bit more. So if you can, go over to that page, Nothing But Fishing, and like it for me. That'd be great, because that's just on that page, same as before. I'll probably post pictures of when I'm on the bank, live commentary and updates. And obviously I share my stuff on there, and you can talk to me easy on there as well, so get on over to there. I'm going to stop talking and get this bait out, and hopefully we'll have a fish within the next few minutes. As per usual, I'm using a trimmed down rubber dog biscuit, probably about a 3-foot hook length with a quarter surface controller. There's a fish quite close to it. What I'm doing, I'm actually putting a little bit of it's a chocolate spray on it, and the dog biscuits I'm putting out free offerings I soaked yesterday in the PBS Baits Nemesis glug. Just sort of diluted it down with water a bit and poured it all over, so they really pong. And so far they seem to be enjoying them, so hopefully we'll have something soon. They've sussed my bait a couple of times, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. If I keep on getting mistakes, I'll have to change something around. But it is really hot today. Oh, that one sussed it again last second. We got a couple more just coming in. Go on, he'll have it, he'll have it. Oh, he turned. We got one right under it. Go on. He sussed it as well. Right, that's about 4 or 5 have sussed it last second now, so bit of a pain. Just a warning, you will probably see my pasty white belly today. It is roasting. It's right on the spot. Oh, oh. One at it then, the float pulled. Bollocks. How not to cast at spooky fish. I was doing little and often, but I'm actually finding now that chucking out a few handfuls at once gets them feeding pretty intense. Oh, go on, go on. Each surface session, they often feed differently, so this time they're clearly having a lot of it. I had someone comment on an old surface fishing video. Didn't address the subject in the nicest of ways, bit of language and everything. Ooh, we got on close. Talking about why I was whispering to the camera when there's fish around, saying that fish can't hear you. I got one really close. That's got to go. Saying that fish can't hear you, and he said that he's shouted before and they haven't spooked. That may be the case occasionally, but it tends to be the quieter you are, the less vibrations you're making, the less you're likely to scare the fish off. So it's not just me being stupid whispering to the camera, it's the fact that they're really close. If I start talking really loud, they're more likely to know I'm here and not feed as confidently. So that's why I whispered to the camera. I can't remember your name, but that's the reason why. Right, something's going on with my bait because they've turned away from it so many times. There must be about 15 carp out there. Every single one knows which one's mine. There we go. Right, so literally I've just wound in, trimmed the bait down a little bit more. First cast and I'm in. So it must have been something to do with the bait being too big. Right, well it took longer than I expected, but as I just said on camera, I was struggling to get takes. They kept spooking away, so I brought it in and trimmed off just a few more bits of rubber so it's a little bit smaller. First cast, straight away I've had one, and it's not a bad size actually. Pooing out dog biscuit in my mat. Put a pretty good fight, and I'd say he's a pretty good double. It's quite wide, this fish. There we go. First fish of the day. Like I said, probably quite a nice double. Probably around the 13-pound mark, maybe 14. It's quite a wide set fish and it put up a pretty good fight. Like I've already said, I'm using the float rod again today, so they always fight a bit harder on that. It just softens every sort of knock and bump, so I feel more confident that I'm not going to bump them off. But happy days, it's not a bad start to the day, but it did take about half an hour, so let's slip him back, get him feeding again, and hopefully have one or two more. Right, we finally caught fish number 2. Tight to the island, and he's only really realised he's been caught. Now he's on the mat. Dumpy little fish, probably just coming up to double figures. And I was just feeding off the swans, and this one, which was tight to the island, started going off. Mate, stop. You're on the bank. I'll put you back in a sec. Just want to hold you up one more time for the camera. There we go. Very angry little common. There's fish number 2, and he's off again. That'll do for now. We'll slip him back. Right, so struggling to get a take again, so brought it back in and trimmed a little bit more rubber off. So the bait is really pretty small now. Means it's less buoyant and it's easier to suck down, I guess. So I hope that'll do the trick. It's really frustrating today because there's a lot of this fluffy stuff's coming down off the trees, and it's getting caught in the line, clogging up the eyes and making my lines show up like it's basically high vis. So it's a bit of a pain, but the fish are still feeding pretty well, so it's just a case of persevering and not getting too frustrated with it. I'm sure we'll have a few more.
They're in that same spot. If you zip the bag up in the far left section, there's like all the packets of big stuff. Mixed are in there.
Right, I've changed my bait over now to a trimmed down pop-up, brown in colour, and refreshed the line. All that crud that was gathering on it, I've just wiped it all off, started afresh, hopefully making my line more invisible to them, and maybe the bait will pay off as well. So I don't know, I'm struggling a bit today. There we go.
Maybe try to pull it off to get around it.
Finally hooked one. That game off. I can't believe that. Oh my days.
There's got to be something in there. Yeah, it does go back there.
Nearly had that one. There we go, so fish number 3. It's a rather plump common. Again, I'd say low doubles, this one. Probably just a bit smaller than the first one, I had that mirror. But put up a very good fight on the float rod, as they always do. But flip, ooh, he landed alright. So I'm going to slip him straight back and hopefully get some more, because there's now about 5 or 6 anglers all in this little bay, and I was the only one here this morning. So poaching my fish. Try and catch him. Here we go then, fish number 4. It's come literally minutes after fish number 3. It's a very feisty little mirror. Been jumping about all over the place on the mat, so it'll have to be quite quick. But pretty scales on it, and that's 2 in very quick succession on the chopped down boilie. Quite a few anglers around here now, so I'm a bit limited on where I can actually cast, considering I was here all day, but never mind. Day ticket venues. Fish are still out there, so slipping back and try and have some more. Right, well, I actually think I'm going to call it a day. I've managed the 4 fish. Fish are still out there, and they're proving a bit difficult to catch still. They've been a bit of a pain all day, really. feeding well, and I've had so many mistakes, and I can't understand why, because the rig and setup has been exactly the same as what I've done excellently on before, so I don't really know what's going on. Been a bit of a frustrating one really, but it doesn't matter. I've enjoyed being out, and another reason I want to pack up and go home is because I only got my licence back yesterday, like I said, so I'm quite enjoying just driving at the moment and being back on the road. Well, I've come fishing again. It's the Thursday following last week when I came. Ooh, fish close. It's actually the last time I can get out for probably weeks. I've got it's the only day off I've got, and I've got an operation next Friday on my foot, which is going to put me out for weeks. So I've popped up with you again, just to try and get a few off the surface for a few hours. And because this will be it for a few weeks, maybe even months or so. So hope you enjoy this. I'm probably going to add it on to the end of last session. Hopefully we'll have some more today. Oi. Go away. It didn't take long. Not quicker than last time. We've caught ourselves a feisty little mirror. And that was the first time a fish came from my bait as well. Unlike last time, it took countless attempts to try and hook one. This one took it straight away. Again, the swans are being a bit of a pain because they're seeing the carp as a threat when I'm bringing them in, and he's trying to peck at it before I'd even got it in the net. So just trying to feed him off. Yeah, lively little thing. Come on, let me hold you up. There we go, fish number one of the day. Came probably after about 10-15 minutes of fishing, and he's a lively little thing. Probably only about 7 or 8 pound, but a good way to start the day. Let's slip him back before he does himself some damage. Constantly having to feed the swans down here. They've got, I think it's about 7 cygnets. Extremely protective as well, so. For each 4 or 5 about down, probably about 20 down there. It's the only way to keep them there though. It's roasting as well. Temperature's meant to be about low 20s today. About 22 degrees. Tomorrow's even warmer, but meant to be thunderstorms, so. British summertime. Seems to be you can either have sunny and cold, or baking hot and pissing down. coming in on the right. Ooh. Go on, go on, go on. Oh, he turned away. I've gone for this swim as opposed to that one because the fish are right under the tree, and in this swim I can cast round the tree, bring the volume and wind it so it comes under the tree. Decreases the risk of hooking into the tree, but also gets me right where the fish are, so that's where I'm going to try. Bugger! There we go, size 10. Trimmed down boar pop up, right in the side of the mouth. Decent fish. It looks very similar to the first fish I had last week. Same sort of size, quite a thick set fish. Exactly the same spot as well. Come on. So there we go, that's fish number 2. It's taken a couple of hours and I've moved swim and caught another one. Actually, he's got a white dorsal tip. I genuinely think this could be the 4th time this fish has been on my videos. If you have a look at its dorsal, it's white tip, look. It's a bit disgusting. And white tail as well. I think I've caught this fish around a 13-14 pound mark for the 3rd time. Ben's at it as well. Right, can you stop coming on my videos and let me have some other things? Absolutely rammed lake full of loads of fish, and I've caught the same one 3 times, and Ben's at it as well. They're slipping back, welcome all the same, and I think every single time I've caught him, bar one actually, it's been on the surface around here. Let's slip you back. Oh, come on. Yeah, that definitely was the same fish I've had for the 3rd time now, and Ben's had once. Because the last time it came out, one of the well, I guess one of the bones in the dorsal, one of the stiffer parts, was loose and flapping about, which it had been a couple of times before, and it was literally just, there was nothing on it, so we just trimmed it off, put some carp cow on it, and there it was a little healed stump, so it's obviously worked, and he's not flapping about with a little bit of dorsal anymore, and not dorsal, pectoral fin. So, always nice to see old fish again, but that's 3 times I've had it now. In a lake that's probably got hundreds, if not over 1,000 in it. It just shows that they tend to like certain areas, because that's 3 times it's been caught from here, and once where I was earlier. I've moved to the next swim because a lot of the fish seem to be out here now. So see if we can hook up something here. insane. Something wrong here. I was just about to wind my bait to find out where it was, to just put some more bait out. And as I started winding, line went tight and this thing bolted for the island. There must be an undercut there because he got right underneath it. And all the grass and rushes and that were moving. So a lot of side strain. This thing was pretty much pushed to its maximum. And I've got it coming in now. Come on. Oh, there he goes. There we go, fish number 3. As I was just saying, I just cast out, load of bait, and then wound my bait a little bit just to see where it was. Before I'd even moved it, rod was off. Fought straight under the island. Must be an undercut there because he got under it. A lot of side strain. Rod was bent double and got him in. Feisty little common, probably only about 5-6 pound. But happy, that's number 3. Stick it back out and I'm sure we can have a few more because they're feeding quite well in this spot now. So stick him back. Right, well I'm going to call it a day I reckon. It's I had 3 fish. It's been quite difficult. I had them feeding, but again they kept spooking off my bait and I'm not doing anything differently to what I used to. And I've done really well on this before on the same setup, so it's a bit strange. A couple of takes that when I struck into them, nothing there, even though the float had gone under and everything. So not sure. And another reason I'm going to finish here is because there's a lot of spawning activity going on around here, so I'm going to leave them to it, not cause them any more stress, and let them get it all done. And this is probably the last time I'll be able to get out for quite a long time now. So at least I had a few fish, I'm happy with that. I saw that same fish again I've had 3 times now. I'll call it a day. I've also finished off by foul looking a baby coot in the foot. So that was interesting and proper ruined the swim because the 2 parents came screaming out of nowhere. But the hook man came out as I was bringing it in, so he got off fine. But I think I'll call it a day there, to be honest. The swans have also come around here again, so I've finished here. As I said at the start of the video, new Facebook page, Nuffinbutfishing is a like page, due to losing my original one, well, having to change my name to my actual name. So instead of using that page, go over to my Nuffinbutfishing fan page, it's a like page. Just search it into Facebook and you should find it. I'm using that a lot more, barely going on my old account anymore, so if you want to talk to me or ask me questions or post on my wall or anything, then do it on my new page. So cheers for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If I don't see you in a few weeks, hopefully I'll be along, well, I might try and tag along with someone else if they're fishing, do a bit of filming. But I'm going to be hobbling around on crutches with my foot all bandaged up, so not going to be the best way of getting around the lake, so that's why I won't be able to get out really. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like me on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe if you haven't already, like the video if you did, and I'll see you again as soon as possible. Cheers guys.